Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the week commencing the 13th of December 2021. Hello, I'm Kel Gunter. I'm a 13 sign sidereal astrologer and the creator of Soul Service Astrology. Soul Service Astrology is a technique to get you back connected to your celestial alchemy, to get you back connected with your ecological nature via the stars. What does that mean? It means embracing all of you, embracing your story, embracing whatever you've overcome, embracing your strengths, embracing your challenges, and bringing that all together in the beautiful miasma that you are, the beautiful alchemy that you are, and planning your life and or business from that place. That's Soul Service Astrology. What's 13 sign sidereal astrology? 13 sign sidereal astrology maps the planets where they can be observed in the sky from where you are on this glorious planet of ours. Tropical astrology does not do that. 13 sign sidereal astrology, it takes account of precession, which is the wobble of the Earth's axis, and it also includes the 13th constellation of Fucus, which sits between Scorpio and Sagittarius. All right, so that's enough about me. Let's have a look what's happening in the sky this week. There we go. Hopefully you can see what I see on my screen. That's Monday. I'm just going to pull up my little chart flicker, if that's what you call it. So Monday, the 13th of December, the first thing to notice is Mercury has moved into Sagittarius. So you can see we have a little bit more energy mounting in Sagittarius. The previous week, so last week, we had the beginning of the conjunction with Pluto and Venus. And that is going to continue for a few more days yet, because Venus will go retrograde later in the week. And I'm going to talk about that now in the video. So Mercury, the energy of Mercury, the archetype of Mercury is the storyteller. Also been known as the messenger god, the scribe. So you can hear the words that I'm saying there. Communication also rules our mind. When it moves into the sign of Sagittarius, we start to move into a much more expansive place. Curiosity, wonderment, dreams, higher knowledge. So now is the time, as Mercury starts to move through Sagittarius towards its next retrograde. The retrograde will start in January in Capricorn, but it will retrograde all the way back into Sagittarius. So now is the time to be curious. Let your mind explore. Perhaps there's new things that you want to look at. Perhaps there's new dreams that you want to dream up. Perhaps you've got ideas that you need to write down. Perhaps there's wonderful stories that need to pour out of you. Allow yourself to have fun and communicate like it's party season. Hello. Talk to people, connect with people, share your story, have fun. And there's that lightness to Mercury in Sagittarius. Tuesday, there's not anything additional significant going on that I'll talk about, nor is there on Wednesday. But when we get to Thursday, the 16th, we have Mars stepping into Scorpio. Mars is warrior energy. Mars within us is focus and direction. Scorpio is shadow hunter energy, is intimate relationships, is intensity, will, power, allowing our ego to dissolve. So with Mars in Scorpio, our actions and our focus may be directed more inward or perhaps into our more intimate relationships. Now, an intimate relationship, you have an intimate relationship with yourself. You may need to question, maybe there's some action I need to take in my inner realm. Maybe there's some action I need to take around clearing some limiting beliefs I have in my subconscious. Maybe there's some action or focus I need to look at my deeper intimate relationships. Scorpio wants to obliterate any limitations to us ascending into our full spiritual ecological nature. And sometimes when we look in the shadowy places within ourselves, you kind of feel a little bit sick, like you can feel a little bit uncomfortable, particularly if you're trying to do new things, like if you have a big vision, or perhaps you've started a new career or a new job, or perhaps you've created something new and you've got this new thing and you're holding it there, but there's some limiting beliefs holding you back. So now is the time that you can take some action around those. Great thing to do before we have to hang out with our families, I think. Let's take a look at Friday, the 17th of December. And this energy had been mounting all week, but it comes to an exact hit. We have Uranus square Saturn. Uranus is in Aries, it's still retrograde, and Saturn is in Capricorn. Uranus is change, vision, rebellion, radicalism. In Aries, it's that warrior energy, like Mars energy. It really wants change and it's willing to fight for it. And I think we can see that with all the different kinds of movements that are happening across the world at the moment. The movement to try and get culture and society to change in relation to the environment. The movement in relation to our freedoms and making sure that we're not losing our freedoms. People are fighting for a big number of things at the moment. They want change. Saturn in Capricorn is the leader leading. So we're now starting to take hold of our leadership abilities. We're now embracing our strengths, our mastery, our expertness, and we're starting to step up. Now, when these two energies combine in square, there can be massive fear. Because you've got the leader. I want to do it this way. This is the way we're going to do it. It's going to be methodical. It's going to be step by step. It might take time. Over here, we've got Uranus energy, warrior. I want the change to happen now. So it might be how it's showing up in your life. You might be stepping up into your zone of genius, and you might need to step into a leadership role. Now, there might be things that you need to change. There might need to be focus that you need to change and deliver in relation to that, and really focus in on it. And Saturn wants to take time, but Uranus needs to go in and just make those changes and give it a go. How do we bring that gentle tension with the square energy? Because we want a gentle tension. We don't want the elastic band stretching beyond so that it snaps, and we don't want it going saggy so that you're not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, you're not stepping into your leadership and your vision. And if you're overstretching it, it means you're overworking, you're overdoing it. So by what that sounds like, you've got to find a nice balance between stepping into your leadership, taking consistent steps, while also keeping your vision in the mind and why you're doing it, and taking action along that pathway too. And that's how that we can overcome some of those limiting beliefs. Allow inspiration to fill the leader up. This is medicine for my soul today, the way it's coming out. Saturday the 18th. All right, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. Venus stations retrograde. As you can see here on the 19th, stations retrograde. It does station retrograde on the 18th, but later in the day, so it's just not showing up here. And it's also only a degree away from Pluto. So let's talk about that energy. So we have Pluto-Venus conjunction, and we have Venus starting to go retrograde. So let's first of all talk about Venus. Venus has two types of opposing energies. Within us, it's very much a personal planet. It is both the regenerator and the connector. Now, isn't that interesting for this type of year? We are being asked to connect with our nearest and dearest. We are also realizing it's the end of the year, and perhaps some things went really well and some things not so well. So there needs to be some kind of death and regeneration occurring within us. And then along comes the destroyer and holds Venus's hand. So the destructive energy here, the regenerative energy here, is more than the connective energy. Now, it's wonderful that this is happening around the 18th of December. It is going to continue. Let's see if we scroll ahead until the 25th of December when everyone's having lunch with their family. Yes, Venus and Pluto will still be very much close together at Christmas lunch. So just be aware of that. Your family may be pressing your buttons. Now, you might want to be having some time where things are shedding and letting go. Perhaps you can feel it in your body. Perhaps there's new ways that you want to be in your body, and there's new ways that you want to connect with people. And you've got to let particular aspects of you die for us to do that. Now, there is a reason why this energy, Pluto and Venus energy together, it's so good for us, but it is chaotic. It may feel chaotic. All I want you to be aware of is when this energy comes along, a little bit of chaos can wipe the slate clean and can allow us to regenerate and grow from that place. That's why Venus is called the regenerator. Just like you think about the leaf litter, things die in the leaf litter, but then things are born anew. And they use the component parts of what was left. So use the component parts of what is left to be born anew. And if you need to have strong boundaries around particular family connections or relations, well, that is for you. You have to stand in your power and have those boundaries. And know, from me to you with love, it's absolutely okay to have boundaries with your family. The reason for this is Pluto and Venus want us to have big faith in ourselves. Sagittarius is very much about the beliefs we hold, the philosophies we hold, all for our higher good, all for the higher good of the greater whole as well. Like, this is some serious demolition happening here on the energetic plane to get all of humans, whether they can hear it or not, to start privileging spirit with the rational mind. That's kind of what I think anyway. That's my philosophy. All right, so that's the Pluto energy. Now, when Venus goes retrograde, of course, absolutely, retrograde also means death. It means this is the time that Inanna, in the descent of Inanna, had shed 7 layers of her ego so that she was absolutely stripped naked. There was nothing identifying her as human. She was just merely a corpse in the underworld, that it was time to shed and let go of ego beliefs. And that's what Venus retrograde is about. It's going to go for a month. So embrace it, ride the waves, have a rest, make sure that you're looking after your body. If you need to set up boundaries around particular connections, then do it. This is now the time. At the end of the week, we move into a full moon. Now, this is an awesome full moon and a very healing full moon, because not only do we have a full moon, but it's also when Chiron goes direct. This full moon is towards the end of the eclipse season. So the full moon that we had on the 19th of November was a lunar eclipse. It was calling for us to let go of any desires and attachment to outcomes that were no longer serving us. Perhaps to let go of particular ways that we were relating to the environment. Perhaps we were taking too much. Perhaps we were buying into the capitalism machine a little bit too much and we were starting to feel incongruent. Perhaps we were allowing our indulgences to make us happy instead of our inner world making us happy. So it'd be interesting for you to reflect over the last month, what has come up for you during this eclipse season? So from the 19th of November to now, because now we have another Taurus full moon. So this is where you get to learn. This is the learning. Over the last month, what did you have to let go of, release in relation to me taking too much from the environment, me not being congruent with my values, and perhaps I got attached to material outcomes too much, tangible or material outcomes too much. So where can I let go more? That's what this full moon is about. Can I now start to release and embody the learnings from this eclipse season? This is very healing because it's opposite the sun in Ophiuchus. So make sure that you get creative, make sure that you get expressive, find someone if you need to purge anything that needs to come out, and sit in your vulnerability. It's okay to be vulnerable as long as you're doing it with someone you feel safe. Making note that this is going on. So there might be someone that feels safe, but they might not actually be. So make sure that you can release and express in a safe environment if you need to do that. Chiron starts to go direct as well at the same time. So it means this is a significant point in our healing journey. This is part of your healing. If you can realize that you are fully resourced within your inner realm, and that you have certain things that you absolutely deeply love and require in this life to support you through your journey, but you don't need X, Y, and Z to make you feel better, then that is absolutely part of our healing. If you realize, oh my God, I've been taking too much from the environment, and you make changes to stop that, that is coming back into connection with your ecological self and realizing that the planet has value for just being its planet, and it's not just a resource for us to keep taking from. And that is part of our healing. That's you stepping back into connection with something greater than yourself, stepping back into connection with the greater whole. That's Chiron healing us. Now, like I said, it is a full moon. It's emotions on high. So allow yourself time and space on the 19th of December if you're going to need to have a purge and a cry and let it all out. Get in some water if you can. Ground into the earth, be in nature, but allow yourself some space. And that wraps up the Soul Service Astrology update for the week commencing the 13th of December. If you would like to hang out with me some more, I have a free Facebook group called Sidereal Stars with Kelly Gunter. Please come and join. I do daily posts over there. I do new and full moon lives, and into the new year there'll also be other opportunities for masterclasses and or mini little evaluations of people's birth charts. If you did want a birth chart, all the details are on my website, kellygunter.com. You can go there and have a look and see if one of my birth chart evaluations suits you and sign up right there and then. Have a glorious week, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.